make yourself comfortable and begin to relax. Just noticing the way your body settles onto the surface beneath you, allowing your muscles just to relax a little more. And wherever you're listening right now, perhaps you can just notice the way the light falls into the room, or the subtle sounds that drift in from outside, as though the world is easing itself into the perfect balance of today. And there's no need to force anything. No need for things to be all one way or another. Here in this gentle moment, you can just allow your mind to wander, noticing how even the breath finds a rhythm between inhale and exhale. Never really all one thing or nothing, just gentle exchanges. And as your attention gently softens, you can simply enjoy settling into comfort here and now, safely knowing that this quiet time is just for you. And as you rest here, listening to my voice, just imagine now an old library filled with books. Some are thick, some are thinned, lined up in neat rows, their spines showing 1,000 stories. You might notice the texture of the air, touched with a hint of aged paper, and there's a soft light streaming through high windows, and you can just follow the feeling of settling into your favorite chair. It's as if the chair itself knows who you are and remembers every visit. Book dust glimmers gently in the air, dancing in the patches of sunlight. You may find that with each gentle breath, you sink a little deeper into comfort, as if exploring the quiet corridors between the shelves, following that shimmer of curiosity, discovering places you hadn't noticed before. There's a story within this library, tucked away behind other books, perhaps rarely visited. It's the story that begins with extremes, always and never perfect and ruined. Its pages are crisp, yet its cover slightly bent, as if life itself has been rough with a book of all or nothing thinking. And as you open those pages, you might begin to realize the story isn't quite as solid as it seems. There's a space between the words, a pause between always and never. And you may even notice how the punctuation, the little pauses, become places where something new could be written. And you know some people find themselves tracing these words, called by the boldness of absolute thinking, a certainty that if one page is wrong, then the whole book must be too. But here, in this gentle light, you can discover the value in every chapter, even those with smudges or missing lines. And if a librarian were to walk by, She might say that even the most beloved books have torn pages, and the story is always bigger than a single sentence. And you might recall times when a small change, a forgotten bookmark, a note in the margin, shifted the whole meaning of a chapter. And just imagine for now what happens when you consider the shades between the lines, noticing how in this library most stories are layered, branching, ebbing and flowing, like conversations that go deeper than a simple yes or no. At a distance, all or nothing seems so clear, but up close there are not always more pages to read, more colours to see, more textures to feel, more details to understand. And there's some part of you that can allow curiosity to reveal these in-betweens. And every story, every thought is written over time, changed by pen or memory, or simply the warmth of the human condition. And perhaps you notice how the stories themselves change just as you do. What once seemed a disaster can become simply a challenging scene. A triumph might now appear as the result of many imperfect efforts. And there's something freeing about letting yourself embrace the stories it unfolds, rather than tearing out pages that don't match an imagined ideal. And that librarian, wise in her way, would remind us that a library is never finished. It's to wander, to discover, and to savor. And deep inside, you can recognize the skill in accepting this space. The way the mind can learn to dwell calmly in neither extreme, but somewhere in the middle, somewhere in between, somewhere uniquely, truly yours. And now, with a gentle awareness, begin to notice the feeling of your body touching the surface beneath you, the temperature of the room, and whether your fingers or toes would like to stretch just a little. You just notice your breathing becoming more steady as your thoughts return to the world outside the library, knowing time has moved in its gentle, weaving way. And you can gently bring yourself forwards as though stepping out of a story with a new perspective and back into the clear light of the present moment, feeling a fresh sense of ease and grounded in curiosity about your day ahead. And in the coming days and weeks, you'll naturally recognize new choices where once only all or nothing seemed to exist. Some small part of you can notice flexibility growing in your thinking, like the gentle light filtering between stories, and let that change unfold in just the way that suits you best. Thank you for joining me in this library today. You've done something meaningful for yourself, opening a new chapter of awareness. And you can return to this session whenever you sense that old story pulling at you. And until next time, goodbye and good mental health.